Hey folks, it is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to create content for Instagram. Now, yes, there are many strategists. There are many social media managers. There are many people who know their way around Instagram and take it to the many levels that they can do, right? These strategies that I want to share with you are specifically geared to how you show up on Instagram. That is all congruent to you and your brand, because you know that's what I'm about. I'm all about branding. I'm all about making sure that you're elevating to the highest of heights to become that noteworthy brand that you know that you deep down are. And these specific strategies that I want to now give you are going to help you to represent yourself in a way that is congruent to you, your beliefs, what it is that you stand for, and equally why it is that you stand for them, so that you can help others to receive and understand that same message as well. Now, before you get stuck into this video, as always, folks, I love the fact that you keep showing me support, but can you please do some extra support loving by going ahead and clicking on that subscription button, and equally making sure that you hit that little bell so you get reminded or alerted as to when I go ahead and upload a new video. That being said, please also make sure that you go ahead and share the information that is on this channel or even this channel, so that everybody, as much as possible, more specifically all those who are like-minded in the sense that they are wanting to elevate their brands, wanting to make sure that they're getting themselves out there even more so, and equally wanting to make sure that they are clued up on what branding actually is and how it can actually help them. Please go ahead and share it with those specific people. And more importantly, folks, stick around to the very end, because as always, I've got a super cool gift to be able to share with you, and I want to make sure that you get involved in it. So folks, let's get stuck into this. So as I said, we are going to be talking about how to create content on Instagram. Now, I've got a few points here, 3 in particular, that I want to make sure that you are tapping into and making sure that you are using to your advantage. Because as I said, there are many ways to go ahead and make sure that you are doing so. But these specific key points, I wonder if a lot of people out there aren't actually doing this, right? So all the clients that I've actually helped based on some of this information that I'm about to share with you, it's actually helped them to understand not only their brands themselves, but equally the audience that they're now sharing this content with. They now get it because they equally get it based on these key things that I'm about to share with you. And that's important, folks. I'm pretty sure you'd agree that, you know what, it's better to make sure that you're sharing information with others, with outsiders, sharing information that is actually congruent to what it is that you stand for, so that other people, outsiders, can actually equally understand it as well. It's all about understanding how you can speak that same language, right? And sharing your content on platforms like Instagram will definitely help you to make sure that when you address these specific points, you're doing it in a way that, again, it's congruent to you, your beliefs, and what it is that you stand for. That being said, the first and foremost thing that you need to make sure that you are doing, because you'll be surprised, folks, at how many people are not doing this. And especially if you're a business that requires you to be in it, or requires you to be not the face of it, but equally requires you to deliver this product, to deliver this service, you need to be showing up. And when I say you need to be showing up, your face, your photo, your videos of you need to be there on your platform. Because at the end of the day, folks, and to be fair, I would say it was post-pandemic. However, I feel like it was also pre-pandemic too, but post-pandemic even more so. People need to see, people want to see, even more importantly, who they're investing in. And when they get to see who you are, when they get to understand you even more so, by way of you telling your story, by way of you sharing your product, by way of you sharing your service, by way of you sharing the reason why you're doing what you're doing, when people get that, people get to understand you even more, and people want to invest in you even more, whether it be via time, whether it be via monetary value, whether it be via the idea of, do you know what, I'd really love to get to know even more about this person, right? Or because you're sharing information, or because more specifically, you're showing up on your Instagram. Now, when you get to show up on your Instagram in that kind of a way, you start positioning yourself better as the expert, as that person of authority in your field, in your craft, in that whatever it is that you're doing and representing on your brand, from your brand, by way of Instagram. Number 1. Number 2 is understanding, okay, now I'm showing up, okay, what do I need to make sure that I'm now doing, right? That content. And really, I'm talking about the value basics. And here's what I mean by the value basics of your content, right? Especially when it comes to Instagram and showing up specifically with content on Instagram. I'm talking about the basic facts that you have about you, your brand, what it is that you do, why it is that you do it, and equally what it is that you do. Because folks, I'm pretty sure that you'll agree that the average Joe doesn't get it, and that's okay. So with your value basics, you're going to help them to get it. You're going to help them to understand. More specifically, your direct audience. You're going to help them to understand it even more. For me, for example, and I'm pretty sure that you might have heard me speak about this in the past, if depending on what platform that you're actually following me on, or specifically on here as well. But I did something on my own platform, which was literally the idea of just sharing the basics of branding, because that's what I really felt that people needed to hear and understand. Because a lot of the time, folks, especially when it comes to branding, a lot of the time, not many people understand branding, even in this day and age, right? Branding has been around for, I cannot even tell you when, right? It's been around for a long time. Let's just say that. But when people get to understand clear-cut, concise bits of basic information about branding, they start getting it. I've had feedback that they start getting it. So that's how I know, right? So I want to share that with you. What are the value basics that you can share about your craft, about what it is that you do, why it is that you do it, what it actually is, the benefits of it? What are the basics of it? What is that factual information, that value basic that people can listen to and understand? Now, I delivered my information via video, and can I just say, folks, it was less than 60 seconds that I delivered each of these specific key facts. So what are your facts? Less than 60 seconds worth, folks. So that means that's not me like constantly being on the phone or constantly being in front of the camera. No, it was 60 seconds worth of a fact. And when you are able to deliver or bulk load your content, right? You're doing 60 seconds worth of a fact, and you can create 20 bits at a time, right? But obviously do it in a way that suits your schedule. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. So anyway, folks, how can you keep it nice and concise? Value basic, what can that be for you and your brand? Equally, why not throw some quotes in there? Why not use information, fun facts, if you like, that are based around your business, that are based around your brand, why it is that you do, what it is that you do, even more specifically. Because again, these value basics are different forms of way of informing your audience so they get what it is that you do, because you're educating them. And essentially that's what your content is constantly doing, whether it be via entertaining, whether it be via literally giving them factual information on statistics or things like that, or whether it be on you delivering value basics, like a fact about your craft. Think about that. So this number 3 point, and this is something that holds dear to me, only simply because I'm the type of person I like to create content that is relevant to my audience. And I'm the type of person who really wants to make sure that her message is heard. So I want to share that with you as well. What is your message? More specifically, when it comes to your content, create content that actually matters. And that specific point, and I want to say it again, create content that actually matters. Now, I'm not talking about it matters to the world. No, I'm talking about what matters to you, your mission, your purpose. So this is really where your VPV comes into play, especially when, I talk about branding and your VPV. What does that even mean for yourselves? When you create content that actually matters, you're touching base on your VPV. You're touching base on your beliefs. You're touching base on the idea of what it is that you do and why it is that you do it, but the real reason as to why, not just the surface level as to why. You're also touching base on your mission, what it is that you hope to achieve from all of that you are sharing. Because when you get as many people as possible involved in your mission, the awareness of your mission, the awareness of what it is that you stand for, it naturally increases. And that positions you once again. It positions you in the sense of authority, in the sense of authority that you know your craft, you know what it is around your business, you know what it is around your brand, you know what it is that can make sure that gets your business out there, gets your brand out there, building on that awareness, building on that representation even more. You get the message out there. So folks, 3 clear-cut ways as to how you can go ahead and create content on Instagram, but in a way that actually is congruent to you, your brand, and your beliefs, because that's super important. And if you're the type of person who gets stuck a little bit as to how to go ahead and just to even know where to even start, or loses focus because you're being distracted by everything else, right? Start here. Start with these key basics, key ideas to be able to get your content out there on Instagram. The frequency is entirely up to you, folks. I'm not going to go into that, but what I do want to make sure is that you're sharing content that actually matters to you, matters to your purpose, matters to your values, the reason why you're doing what you're doing, even your vision as well, right? Because when you do that, then people who are coming across your platform start getting it, and they start recognizing you as one of the authoritative figures in that field. That means that they actually want to get to know you even more. That means that they're actually getting attracted to the idea of what it is that you do and what it is that you actually stand for even more. So think about that. Now, folks, on that note, I also want to make sure that you're getting to grips with the idea of your brand and how you can actually start building it to become that noteworthy brand, right? To build it in a way that you start standing out from your competition, or build it in a way that is, when it's, especially when we're talking about your personal brand, you're building in a way that's congruent to you and your beliefs. Now, when you click on the link that's in the description box below, you're going to find and be taken to a page that will ask you for just a couple of details. And off the back of that, you'll be sent to your inbox, your email inbox that is. You'll be sent some key information that will help you to elevate your brand even more so. It's going to share with you 6 key principles that I want to make sure that you are tapping into, because here's why. It can not only make sure that you are standing out above the competition. It's not just about that, folks. It's understanding how that competition can also seek you out, because they get the fact that, you know what, oh my gosh, this person also knows their stuff. Let me create with them. Let me collab with them. Let me reach out to them because I've got an amazing event that I actually want to include them in on. This key information will help you to understand that. It will help you to understand how to represent your brand on many different platforms, whether it be in an interview, in a book, whether it be in a on stage, whether it be at an event, whether it be just simply talking to an outsider who doesn't quite know you yet. You get to understand how to represent your brand that is suitable to you and your beliefs, as I kept talking about through this video. You equally get to understand who your audience should actually be. And more specifically, you get to understand how you can represent your brand in a way that gets others to see you as that authoritative figure. So, folks, go ahead and check that link out. And more specifically, make sure you take me up on my offer that I offer at the end of that specific thing as well. Folks, make sure you go ahead and click on that button to subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell so that you get reminded or even alerted as to when I go ahead and upload a new video. And folks, once again, I will see you on the other side.